a Universal Interactive Studios production. Developed by Traveler's Tales. Crash Bandicoot, the Wrath of Cortex.
That's right. Hello, my sleepy bears. My name's Chronically Blue. Welcome to the fourth Crash game and the final game of the Crash Bandicoot Marathon. Today we are tackling Crash Bandicoot, The Wrath of Cortex, my goodness, on the PlayStation 2. This was also released on the Xbox and the GameCube. It's been under the PS2, is the one with the longest load times, but I have a little thing that I believe is going to fix, as well as this one just looks a lot better than when I tried to do it on the GameCube. So let's go ahead and begin with the story that I know all of you care so much about. Oh, right, I guess we gotta put the name in. I did do a test playthrough on the GameCube version, not on the PS2 version, so here's hoping nothing changes.
Imbeciles! Fools! Nincompoops! Can't you idiots do anything right? According to this, your track record for spreading evil is pathetic! Ooka ooka, it's not our fault! That wretched Bandicoot is to blame! I will not let anything stand in the way of evil. Especially not a brainless orange marsupial. Crash must be eliminated!
Ooka Ooka, need I remind you that Crash always finds a way to defeat us? Maybe he's just too good for us.
Enough excuses! You 5 idiots need to come up with one good plan! Or else... How do I get into these situations?
There must be something we can come up with. Say, Doctor, haven't you been tinkering with some kind of new secret weapon in your laboratory?
I don't know what you're talking about, Entropy.
Dr. Cortex! I think he's referring to this super secret weapon you've been laboring over day and night since the last time Crash defeated you.
Enough bickering! Do we have a plan? Well, in my scientific endeavors, I've been able to create a genetically advanced super weapon of unbelievable strength. But the power source is the final missing crucial element. Elements. Yes, the elementals. Right, the elementals, that's it. If released, their destructive energy could create enough power to bring my secret weapon to life. We'd have a weapon capable of crushing mountains, demolishing entire cities, and wiping Crash Bandicoot off the face of the earth forever! Get ready to face my wrath, Crash Bandicoot! What's happening? No, it cannot be. Oh, no!
What's going on? Oh no! Crash! Look out!
Is everyone all right? It appears that my evil twin brother Ooka Ooka is up to his no-good tricks again. I must find out what he is planning. I'll meet up with you later.
Might as well get a snack while you're waiting for this.
Hello, my feeble brother.
You have gotten my attention, Ooka Ooka. What kind of diabolical scheme do you and Dr. Cortex have planned this time?
No schemes. Just some old familiar faces dropping by for a visit.
No, not the elementals. Ooka Ooka, why did you release them? Don't you know what happened the last time they were free?
So they were responsible for a few earthquakes, floods, and that little ice age a couple of centuries back. You worry too much, brother.
You cannot restrain them, Uka Uka. They are far too dangerous. This could spell disaster for us all.
On the contrary, Aku Aku. It spells disaster for you and that precious planet you care so much about. Destroy him!
You won't get away with this.
Who's going to stop us?
Crash, Coco, it is just as I feared. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex have freed a group of destructive masks known as the Elementals. We must find a way to stop them before they destroy the Earth and all of its inhabitants. The only way to stop the Elementals' destructive nature is to imprison them with the use of ancient crystals. Each elemental can be returned back to their hibernation state with a total of 5 crystals. We must act quickly. Coco, what is the status of the new portal chamber you've been working on?
It's almost finished. A few little adjustments here and there, and it'll be ready to go.
Well done, Coco. This gives us the ideal opportunity to test it. We must hurry.
Okay, all systems are ready and operational.
It's time we evened up the odds in our favor.
All right then. So,
Crash Bandicoot, my old nemesis. How the heck are you? Still gathering crystals? Old habits die hard, don't they? My days are being spent on something much more intriguing. Meet Crunch, my newest creation.
This is the creature who keeps sabotaging your master plan? Ha! You gotta be kidding. I'll exterminate this field rat in no time.
Now, Crunch, your time with Crash will come soon enough. Isn't he brilliant? A testament to my true scientific genius. A real Bandicoot warrior. Unlike you, Crash. Oh well, we all make mistakes. Ta-ta for now.
okay, after that marathon of cutscenes, it is time to start playing Crash Bandicoot. So, yes, this is the PS2 version, which I don't know if you grew up with this one. I specifically grew up with the GameCube one, but I can tell you there are already like so many different differences. Like the little edges of the thing, the window that shows you the thing is completely different. I feel like that there wasn't vines on that one previously. This thing is new. I don't remember that. And also just looking at the background of, okay, I don't think the gems or relics supposed to look that grayed out, but we'll roll with it. But just like the background moving and not being stagnant is also like some major differences from this compared to the GameCube version. But the thing is, most people hear about the long load times of the PlayStation 2 version.
What are you looking at, fuzzhead? I'm Rocco, the Earth Elemental. Uka Uka and Dr. Cortex woke me from my captive slumber, and now I'm free to pulverize whatever gets in my way. Oh, don't even think about collecting those crystals, Runt. Because if you do, I'm gonna bury you alive.
Alright then, most people hear about the long load times of the PS2 version, and they're like, whoa, don't like long load times. But as you can see, that one went by quite fast, and I did not have to edit any part of it. Now, I was originally going to record off of the GameCube version just because I have, like, way more experience with the GameCube version. But due to me going through the last 3 Crash games specifically on PlayStation, it only feels right in order to, like, go ahead and, like, round it out specifically with the PlayStation 2 version of Crash 4. It's kind of funny, we played 1, 2, and 3 on the PS4, and now we're playing 4 on the PS2. I don't know. Less funny, more so ironic or weird, I guess. Yeah, this is the PS2 version. I know I've said it like 3 times already. but I'm just so happy that I finally got this to work. For those of you who don't know, the PlayStation 2 tends to be very testy when it comes to quite a few, well, when I say a few, I mean many things. If it is the PlayStation 1, okay, that was my bad. If it's a PlayStation 1, it's gonna like hook up and be completely fine. If it is the PlayStation 2 or 3, you're gonna have a lot of trouble and a lot of difficulty, and it's going to be extremely infuriating to try to record off of it. At least in my cases. Because with the PlayStation 2, there's the RGB mode, which, you know, is super basic, and like, yeah, it works, I guess, but like, not really like that much else to go off of. But there's always the YPBGR mode, which is like the high definition, for lack of a better term, color format, which you can only get with specific chords, and with those specific chords, you then have to put it into a compressor, and sorry, you have to put the chords into the PlayStation 2, and then put those chords into a separate thing in order to have them be exported back out to be recordable, making it either the 480p or anything else along those lines. So I had to get numerous devices, unfortunately, in order to be able to make this happen. And that is why, like, I'm mostly very much focused on, like, hey, this is the PS2 version, so you know, hey, I struggled in order to make this happen, because I don't know, it was a few things. It was the fact that the PlayStation 2 version, it just kind of feels a little better, specifically because of the controller itself, but also the fact that, like, it doesn't really feel right in order to, like, end it on the GameCube version. You know, that kind of just feels a little weird to me. I will say that we've already gone ahead and messed up a little bit here because we did not live long enough in order to get the Death Route platform, which is right over there. But not to worry, that does not have any boxes in it. That's right. So we can just come back and do that in order to get the gem. Now, where the performance might drag a little bit and might drop a few frames or so, I'm honestly fine with it. I'd rather have a few dropped frames and still, like, overall, like, little cute details that I didn't notice previously, as opposed to, like, having it be, like, fine, but still, like overall, like, I do what I feel is best for all y'all as well as myself. I know that doesn't seem like to be the case, but it really is. I do many different things behind the scenes to make sure it is the best for all y'all. I've fandangled my audio settings more times than I can possibly count, because I just stick with it for a bit, and then I hear my spouse watching one of my videos, and I'm like, wow, that's not how it's supposed to sound. I need to go and fix that. So, yeah. Well, I don't feel too bad about not going through and getting the ding-dang death platform. That's what it is. My goodness and a half. Also, Crash does this little thing now where he acts like he's air guitaring, so he's just jamming out. He's having a good old time right here. Ain't that right, Crash? Yeah, that's right. And the reason why I chose this one as opposed to... Do I have to do this again? No, I did not. Awesome. Again, the reason why I chose this one instead of just jumping into Crash 4 is because, one, there's a lot of Crash games out there, and a lot of them I have not played and I have not touched. The other part of it is, you know, this is the one that I spent, like, the most time playing growing up. This and... Yeah, no, this. This was the only Crash game available on the GameCube that I had at the time. Oh, that is pretty. I love that so much. Yeah, I had no idea they were see-through. Maybe that's something on my thing. Also, this loading screen we only get in the PlayStation 2 version. And the Xbox version, it is just Crash falling down a green tunnel. I know. So the fact that there's, like, so many differences for, like, all the different systems is so unique. And as you can see, I chose to have the background. That's right, we have a background again. I know it's been a hot minute since we've had that. But yes, we do have a background, and the background is green and black. The reason for that is because that's kind of like the colors of, like, the main title. So I'm like, yeah, that kind of works. But we are definitely going to be going through and getting the gem. As you know, no doubt, The first 3 games have been 100%, and that is no different with Crash 4, or sorry, Crash Wrath of Cortex. We are indeed going to be 100%ing this one as well, because how could I not? You know, I can't like treat the first 3 one way and then like ignore the 4th one, which is also why I'm trying really hard to act like Crash 4 It's About Time doesn't exist, because I've heard how many relics there are in that game, and I'm like, ugh. Not relics, I apologize, but gems specifically. But there are relics as well, and there's like 38 levels, and you have to play through them twice. Sometimes way more than that. I want to say it was like, at the very least, if you don't mess up, 4 times. That's what I want to say. I'm not saying that is the exact amount, but that's just saying what I can recall from the Cat Icarus video. Okay, and with this, we can go right on over to the death route. It just feels so nice to finally have the PS2 working, because it has been a hot minute since I've played a game on the PS2. I can't recall the last time I did play a game on the PS2. I know I played Dark Cloud, but that was a game for the PS2 that I was playing on the PS5, or the PS4, one of the two. I'm almost certain it was the PS5. Okay, and look, we have that gem, so now we just have to like make it through this little area. These platforms up here are not icy, which is nice. Baptism. There we go, perfect. Yeah, my goodness, words. I'm trying to speak, I know I am. The platforms there were not icy. So that's what I'm trying to say. But yeah, I don't know why. It might be, like, the differences, like, I don't know. Also, yes, my controller is...
Generators, shoot them down! It looks like Neo's using them to make the tornado!
Thank you. Also, yes, my controller is rumbling very heavily, which is also a new thing. I think they introduced it as of Crash 3, I want to say, where the controller vibrates, but in Crash 4, if you have a controller that can vibrate, it will, which is super cool. I cannot tell you how many times, specifically growing up, because I had the Wavebird, as most people did, or if you didn't have the Wavebird, my goodness, then you would have experienced the rumble of it. But yeah, so what happens is the controller vibrates whenever you are in like specific segments, flying, or like in different vehicles, whatever, and that's pretty cool. But the reason why I'm like kind of shocked by it is because I grew up with the Wavebird, which, if you don't know what it is, it communicated through radio frequency. It was very ahead of its time, and it was not like, oh, it's Bluetooth, because Bluetooth did not exist back in like 2004. So it communicated via radio frequency. So you could have up to like, I want to say it went up to like 15 or something like that. There was like 15 different radio frequencies that you could use the Wavebird on. So you could have 15 different people playing on like so many different GameCubes and Wiis. And it was a blast and a half. Okay, we are missing... We got that one. Let's go ahead and get these other blimps here. But in order to compensate for the GameCube controller being wireless, and like, I was absolutely spoiled by it, like, no doubt about it. The Wavebird did not have vibrations, which I know, kind of lame, but hey, they did what they could in order to make it happen, and I'm not upset with it. I didn't really see the point in needing vibration in most of the time, so it's not a big loss for me. But that's why I'm so like kind of shocked by the rumbling of the PlayStation 2. Actually, is this my...
You want a piece of me, Bandicoot? Huh? Huh? Do ya? Huh? Wuss.
Trying to think now, is this my first PS2 game Let's Play on an actual PS2? I think it might be now that I think about it. I can't recall any other game that we've played. Huh. Well, I mean, I'll take it. I'm definitely not going to fight it. The only other time I would play a PS2 game would be for Sonic Riders 1 and 2, the Ratchet and Clank series, and, I don't know, a few other games, I'm sure. Especially Gauntlet Dark Legacy. Oh my goodness. I've been wanting to 100% that game for as long as I could possibly remember. But the thing is that it drags on. You know, it really does. It's a long time consuming game, especially to get all of the like completion stuff. I don't know. That one really depends. I might do it eventually. Like, potentially as, like, a live stream if I get, like, a consistent schedule, which I highly doubt will happen anytime soon. But, you know, these are all, like, magical, like, future events, like, oh, maybe I will. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge, who knows? And this wants to go up here. I know to not... No, we do need to go to the left one, because I think that there are some boxes. But there's also, like, nitros. Because, you know... it likes to mess with you a little bit. Yeah, we're going and getting the little hee ha ha shoulda looked over here thing started very early in this game. Which, it's nothing too horrible. I mean, it's a branching path. So, like, you kinda know, hey, you might want to check there. Like, the Wumpa Fruit is just here in order to help guide you. But, like, still. But, like, the effects that are happening here are, like, super cool. Like, yeah, a solid object for, like, the gem when it's, like, already on, like, the little place thing. Yeah, that's kind of, like, expected. But to have it be, like, see-through and, like, see, like, the glow and, like, the iridescentness of it all. Look at that. That's so pretty. I love that so much. Got another box over here. Another box over here. Now, this part right here where there's all those nitro, we are going to be ignoring that, and that is actually why we are following these Wumpa Fruit right here. The reason for that is because I want to say that is specifically for the time trial. That's what I want to say. Where it's a lot faster, I think. Again, that's what I'm assuming. Yeah, I have to assume that it's a lot faster than going through the bridge, which is why it's there. Again, that's what I'm assuming, but we will be finding out, like, eventually, I'm sure. Okay, another gem, another crystal. Go on to Wizards and Lizards. I don't know if you can tell, but we are, like, knocking out the colored gems kind of early on, which is extremely refreshing. Yes, there is another death route in this one. I'm not used to it being so out of focus. Huh. Well, maybe that's intentional. I can definitely say that it was not out of focus in the GameCube version. Also, ignore that bat. That bat is super annoying. Like, quite honestly. I did not know they were in the underwear. I thought they were in... Well, that could have just been false memory. But look, we already have a bonus round right here. And yes, I do not believe dying on the bonus round inhibits your ability to get the death route. I know the words that I'm saying. I swear I do. But at the same time, my brain is like, hold on, you're going to mess it up. I'm like, I really don't think I am. And it's like, oh no, yeah, you are. I'm like, awesome. Yeah, as well as, like, just playing this on the PlayStation, it feels so natural, especially after doing, like, the first 3 games. Like, it feels exactly the same. I'm definitely in my element of right here. And there were 3 nitros, so we know that we're fine. As well as, because this is on the PS2, there's no achievements, which is awesome. That means the only thing that I need in order to, like, look back on is the fact that, hey, you know, I did it, or hey, you know, I didn't. So, like, that's all good. Not to mention, with this Uka Uka triple mask thing, that is just, like, making this, like, super easy breezy for us. I'm gonna assume that counted. Okay, yes. Yes, it does. Okay, awesome. I know that there's one where, like, it doesn't count, and I just don't remember which one it is. Okay, got another checkpoint. Now, this is where they start to throw nitros in here, because, you know, they like to be cute. They like to be like, oh, yeah, it's fun, you know, it's so cute to, like, have nitros in here. I'm like, it's not, honestly. Now make sure to jump over here. I've been known to like die from just running straight forward on those platforms quite a few times. Okay, good. Sometimes when you hit him, it can ruin one of the boxes, which isn't life or death, but it is annoying. I will say that. Also, for those of you who remember, I am on day, I want to say, let's see, it was Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, yeah, day 5 of no coffee. So I've had, thank you, Crash. There it is. I've had no coffee, no soda. The caffeine that I did have was specifically peach iced tea, but that was a pre-made one where it said the caffeine level was out of here with that nonsense. Okay, we got that. Alright. But it was pre-made. It was those little like single packet use things. And for that one, it said that it was like 3 milligrams of caffeine, which at that point, do you really even include it? Like, it's 3. So, like, still. I don't know. Okay, cool. That's not exactly what I was wanting, but I'll take it anyway. I have the green gem, so that's all I really care about. Also, I don't know what it is. It's just, like, the different systems I record on are, like, so varied, and it is so mind-boggling to me, quite honestly. Like, how they display themselves on my... Okay, good. How they display themselves on my OBS and, like, game capture. It is very weird how they all have, like, different, like, things. Like, the Xbox is typically way too dark. Yeah, let's get away from them. Yeah, the Xbox is way too dark. The PlayStation is a little dark, but, like, in the right places. And then the GameCube is, like, too bright. Not to mention, like, the pixel ratios of all three are, like, completely varied for some reason. I don't know why. That's just what I get to deal with. So when I make backgrounds, I have to, like, mess with it.
Oh, I'm gonna shake, rattle, and roll your Bandicoot butt.
That's a pun on Snake, Rattle, and Roll, the video game made by Rare. Anyway. For this one, we cannot get the gem here, and we do need the gem in order to get the other gem. Now, what is that gem, you may be asking? Why, it's the yellow gem, of course. We do not have the yellow gem. We will not be getting the yellow gem for quite some time, which, honestly, that's okay. But I can say that going through and trying to get the relic on this one, super annoying. I can absolutely tell you that. I can tell you that I tried that before in the test playthrough. But then again, it's been a hot minute, and I have gone through and completed all 3 Crash games now, so it shouldn't be that bad. I think it's just a matter of getting the reflexes down. Now this is going to be like that one right there, where it looks like you got a 10 for it, but you really don't. Oh yeah, you can see the draw distance is very not fantastic on here. Well, that's okay. That shouldn't hurt me too horribly. And as well as, with the yellow gem that we need in order to get the other gem, it's not that bad because it knows that you're going there specifically for the yellow gem, and they've designed it around that, meaning that it's very short. Like, it just stops right at that part. So, that's kind of nice. I do enjoy that. I will say, though, in Crash 4, it is a lot more cartoony than in previous entries, and I like that. I do like the art style. I think it's very nice. It's very goofy, and it fits right in. It felt like Crash 1 was trying to be a little realistic-ish, and then Crash 2 was still in that nature-esque aesthetic, and then like started to kind of get it, and then Crash 3 was like, yeah, you know, we're rebel and like we do stuff, and I'm like, okay, whatever you say. So here is like by far my favorite design of Crash 4. Of Crash period, honestly. Now, many people have said that... Okay, cool. Many people have said that the power-ups of this game are the reason as to why they are like so against it. That, as well as like level design and like this, that, and the other. Whole bunch of different reasons. I really couldn't care. But it's still a fine Crash game for me. The Crash game that I had the most difficulty with was Crash 2 Entranced on the Game Boy Advance. That one, I couldn't even. I'm like, no. I can't even act. Okay, cool. I couldn't even act like I knew what I was doing on that one. I'm just like, this is out of my head. Like, this is too much for me. Which is why I don't let's play it. Oh yeah, that does remind me that we did indeed do, man, there's so many Let's Plays I need to do on consoles. Like, quite honestly. I don't know. Maybe I'll do, like, a nostalgia marathon, I guess, or something like that. I don't know. Because, like, I have the DS capture card, and I want so badly to do a game on it. I just haven't, like, found a game to do on it yet. Other than Fossil Fighters, I would love to do Fossil Fighters. That is a game that I would... That would, hands down, be one of my longest Let's Plays ever. And I would be completely okay with it, quite honestly. Because Fossil Fighters is just so cool. I played that demo on that onto... I saw that last second. I really did. Fossil Fighters was... So, on the Wii, there was the... I'm trying to think of, like, what it was called. It was either, like, the Nintendo channel or, like, the Nintendo TV channel or something like that. But it was where you could, like, look at news and, like, upcoming games by, like, this dude and this girl, and they would just, like, talk about the games and, like, show you them for, like, brief little minutes. They got, like, updated, like, weekly-ish. But with that as well, they also had a little side thing for the DS, and you're like, oh, well, duh, you know, it's a Nintendo thing. Of course they're gonna have a little side thing for the DS. Like, what, do they show a screenshot? Ooh. No, actually. What they do is... Okay, good. What they do is they actually had downloadable demos on the DS from the Wii. So you could download this channel and, like, play a whole bunch of different demos on the DS. And that was so cool. That was literally amazing to me. And it still is, quite honestly. The fact they're able to do that, it's awesome, quite honestly. And I will never be impressed by like that ever again. But yeah. One of those games is Fossil Fighters, by the way, in case you did not grasp that. But it was cool. It was that in, like, some other game? Oh, no. Okay, don't know why that happened. It was that in some other game where, like, you chose, like, different animals and, like, they fought each other. Oh, I'm sure it was, like, also still Fossil Fighters. Hey, like, many different versions of Fossil Fighters on there, quite honestly. Okay, there we go. And if you couldn't tell, we are indeed doing one world per episode, just to make it easy on everyone, including myself. Because I'm not messing around with that whole, like, doing 3 episodes here.
Well, looks like the Bandicoot's been busy collecting crystals. I warned you, Bandicoot.
Finally, I get to wrap my fingers around your puny orange neck.
I'm not doing the whole, like, oh, here's 3 levels, okay, see you next time. Like, no. So this is Crunch, and if you do not know what this boss is, well, first, you know that he sleeps in a pine cone. What's going to happen is that there's going to be 2 rocks that are rolling around at the speed of sound, got places to go, they gotta follow their rainbow, and what we have to do is we have to hit both rocks with our little hamster ball here before Crunch does, in order to deal damage to Crunch. If we just run into Crunch, we get hit. And if Crunch hits a ball, it becomes a flaming ball. And if we hit the flaming ball, we take a little bit of damage. But then we have to hit it again in order to make it our ball. If Crunch gets 3 flaming meteor balls, That I really don't know what happens, quite honestly. I've never let that happen. I always like start freaking out like 2. I'm like, no, 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 no. You know? Okay, there's 3. As I have to say, I'm loving the stereo sound. Like, it is fantastic. I highly recommend you watch this with headphones, or don't. Like, it's completely up to you. I can't tell you what to do. But if you're watching this with, like, earbuds on, you're making the right choice, okay? That's all I'm saying. And I have to assume that Crunch does, like, a homing thing, kinda? Because I'm not sure how else he would, like, know where they are. Especially because he can't see. But there we go, that's all 4. And now we get the Sneak Shoes. To sneak along suspended nitro creates hold L2 while moving. And yes, this is obviously one of the easiest power-ups that people point out as being the most situational. You wanna know what you do? You hold L2, and you sneak. Even if you jump.
Cortex! When are you and that super weapon of yours going to put an end to that interfering Bandicoot? You are beginning to test my patience! I'm working on it, Uka Uka. Listen, Crash, you may have outsmarted Rocco, but there are 3 more elemental masks where he came from. And just as luck would have it, they are all significantly more powerful. Ha! I have no doubt that the water elemental, Wawa, will make sure you never see the light of day.
Yeah, the water boy and I are gonna take you out. Ooh, I'm gonna rip you limb from limb.
Alright then. Well, I know that I like to make things easier for myself in the future. So, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed. I will see you all next time. Go out, my sweet bears.